Hello everybody, so it's the 3rd of March today, and I'm, as promised in the last video, working on the top of my flat top swamp cypress, bold cypress, same difference. Just quickly removing the old wire that has been on a while now. I'm not sure exactly when I wired this tree, but it is in the playlist, I'm sure. So just bear with me and I will do this job, and then done. So there's not much there really, so what I'm looking at is what I need to do next. I'm not sure how well you can see this jumble of twigs, but I've got branches that are crossing one to the other here. This one is still reaching the sky a little bit, so I think I want to bring that down. Likewise, bring a few of these a little flatter. Okay, so I'm going to start a fairly chunky piece of wire. I always prefer to use thicker wire than strictly necessary, because I know it will hold, and thicker wire doesn't tend to cut into the bark as quickly as thinner wire, rather like a sharp knife with that thin edge cut into something quicker and easier than a dull knife. That's my take on it. Whether I'm right or not is anyone's guess, but I'm going to lock that into place there. I've got the tree on the turntable because I thought it would be easier to put the turntable on the floor, but now the tree is trying to twist on the turntable, which isn't entirely helpful, but okay. So what I'm aiming for here, as I say, is a flat top tree. My understanding is that this happens in the wild, where trees of this species are in sort of hurricane corridors and things of the US, and I'm sure people can correct me in the comments if I'm getting this entirely wrong. This tree, or this species, tends to shed a branch quite easily, so the strong winds tend to denude the tree of branches, particularly the lower branches, before they blow the tree over, so you end up with these trees that keep sprouting anew from the top, with this sort of, well, hence the name, flat top. This piece I'm not convinced of. I don't like it, and so I'm actually going to lose that chunk in favour of this piece, which will actually give a bit more taper, although it's straighter. I'm going to cut it back. Likewise, this being the front of my tree, I'm going to lose that piece, and I'm going to shorten that, and indeed that. Take off that, which I think is dead. And then I think I want to put a piece of wire on this branch also. So anchor that in there, same as the other one. As I've often said, my wiring is Nothing to write home about, shall we say. But it does get the job done, generally. That's better. And then I'm just going to shorten those twigs. They're slightly less than convincing. In fact, shorten that back to there. I'm going to take off these pieces that are growing upwards. Shorten that, and that, and that. These two branches I'm fairly happy with. The dead piece that can come off, that, shorten that. Shorten that. That piece is still living, I wasn't sure for a moment. I'm going to take that off because it's sticking up. Okay, and then if we give the tree a turn, I don't like this branch at all. In fact, at all. So that can come off. And I don't like this because it's coming. I've got 3 branches coming from the one point. But I also don't like wide. So I think in order to alleviate that, I'm simply going to put a piece of wire there, like so. Ugly as sin, I know, but it's holding those 2 branches together. I'm going to take off that one that now interferes, shorten those, and I want to bring this branch down. I'm not entirely convinced on that angle. Change of plan. Yeah, get rid of that pug ugly thing. Right, best not to cross your wires. And I'm going to leave that branch alone and just wire this one. Give that a good anchor. That's better. It was just too straight before. And this one's fairly straight, so having the 2 together being straight, I didn't like the look of. So that's it then. Let's see if I can give you a 360. We'll go back to the front and there we have it. That's definitely a flat top. All that remains to be said is thank you so much for watching. Do all the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, comment below, but most of all, please stay safe everybody.